And we're through Town Avenue here east on 60. It'll take us out through Ontario here a little further. And as we continue on, you can see just kind of holding there. We're trying to get a look inside the car to see if we can see the driver or what's going on inside. Just kind of that, the flashing you see is just off the rear view mirror from the units behind it. But can't really tell inside what's going on in there. And I'm trying to listen to CHP give me updates on which way he's, or what street he's passing now on the 60. Well, we're deep into Pomona now, the next city over. We'll coming up on Pipeline, as they said, 80 miles an hour here, number 4 lane. And like I said, it'll be coming into Ontario's area here shortly as we work our way through Pomona, and then a little further south here, Claremont, and then Chino is on the south, of course. But right now it looks like he's pretty content just to hold that coming up to Ramona, and then CHP looks like they're getting up pretty close. I don't know if they're trying to see what it's inside that car, but they're really tight on it. It's not normally when you have an air unit overhead, they'll kind of just let the air unit take it over. Right now, looks like they're going to get up there and stay close with it. Still holding number 4 lane, passing Ramona as we continue. And every time he gets to one of these off-ramps, there's always a chance that he can just dive off the freeway and take the units with him. He's probably going to hope that that unit's not going to be able to react as quickly, but there are 3 other units trailing in behind this pursuit, helping out, so one of those would be able to take care of it. And that's a normal thing with CHP. They'll have 2 patrol units behind it, along with a sergeant who monitors that pursuit and maintains safety on the pursuit. And then what they'll do is coordinate. They will coordinate with the area offices as we pass through. So we are in the East LA office area, and then we got into the Baldwin Park area. They switched off to Baldwin Park units. And now that we're getting out into Ontario, now the Ontario units will sit up here, wait for them, and then pick it up exiting Central now. But as I said, they'll pick up with the Ontario units and let the units from the Baldwin Park area take off. But it looks like he's coming off the freeway here at Central, 60 off at Central. Very slow to the top of the ramp. Looks like we're setting up for a southbound Central. Very slow thing. It's at CHP. Now this is where they'll get him. Once he makes that turn and they get a good shot at him, they'll go up and put that pit on him. You might see this unit do that. As soon as he sees he has room on the side of the streets and whatever, looks like he's going to get over here into the right turn pocket. Making a little right turn into looks like a shopping center. Actually, it's a street right next to a gas station area. And he's working his way back into a residential area. Westbound Walnut, looks like here comes a pit up on the door. Turn, spin him around, puts him into the curb, and now they're going to jam units. They'll come in and jam him in so he can't get away. Perfect pit by CHP, second one tonight. Took that car around, pit car went through, the jam cars came in. Now you see holding him right against that pole and nowhere to go right now. So now you see what happens is we have to sit and wait for the CHP officers to command this guy out with their PA systems, and this is the most dangerous part of this pursuit, and all the suspect has to do is just give up at this point. But we're going to have to see here CHP doing all the things right here, getting in position, getting out their less lethal rounds, getting out their shotguns, and then getting ready to take on whatever they get. So right now we'll just have to sit here and wait. Perfect position for them to watch to see see what they see. And they see CHP with less lethal there, also with shotguns and handguns. Just kind of keep an eye on that window. I'm sure you can see the moonroof looked like it's open as well, but maybe not. I thought I saw a little glint through there, but right now we're just going to sit and wait, and they'll start giving commands, like I said, over the PA system, and to get him to peacefully give up. But they're not going to move up on that car right now because tinted windows and things of that sort, they can't see anything going on inside that car. So right now, here we go, just waiting here. Just got off of Central, made the first right turn, and then next to this gas station, they had the opportunity before he got into the residential track to pit him. Took him out perfectly, put him into the curb. Now the window's coming down, and you can see they're giving a talk to Jeff. Can you push it just a little tighter and see if we can watch that? It looks like he's down a little bit and just peeking maybe. Yeah, there you go, peeking out of the top of the window. Looks like he has a nice hat on there, kind of conversing with the officers, and but not really giving them any cooperation here. So right now, and Jeff, but Jeff is showing me right through the moonroof. You see there's now a passenger in there as well. So, and Ontario PD is now rolled in on scene to help out with CHP as we pull out just a little bit here to get a little wider shot of the officers taking care of business. Ontario PD coming into the area here to help out as well to seal off this area. So now it's just a waiting game to see what he's going to do. CHP has him completely surrounded and nowhere for him to go at this point. So we're keeping an eye on the best we can. You're listening to the traffic on the radio to see what the officers are planning to do, or just kind of have to sit here and wait. Now you see the other officers arriving on scene, cutting off the area. And now, like I said, a wait-and-see issue. They're not going to rush this car, because right now they have the advantage, and there's no reason to give up the advantage by going up to that car. And what's good for this is they have that solid wall on that building right there to keep any escape route from going out to the east. And if he tries to go to the south, there's officers down that way. Then, of course, back towards us to the north, he's going to have to get through a lot of policemen if he takes off running. So pretty cool, pretty good area for these officers here to where you can see they have him boxed in. And 5's going to 2,000. Anyway, as we continue on watching here, we'll just keep a little wide shot so you can see the overall action going on here as we climb up a little bit. The sheriff's air units asked us to come up just a little bit, give him a little more room, and also cut down the noise on the ground so they can communicate with this guy on the ground. But right now it's still a standoff here. Like I said, the pursuit started just about 20 minutes ago out at the area of Fullerton Road and the 60 freeway, where this car was taken from a gas station. It was such a fresh stolen, it wasn't even in the stolen car system when the CHP got behind it and waited for additional units to arrive with CHP or with Orange LA County Sheriffs coming over to the top to assist. And once they got their units in position, they started their lights on and tried to get him to pull over. Then the pursuit started, taking us out the eastbound 60 through the 57 interchange and then the 71 interchange, getting off here at Central. And now coming to a stop just off Central in a residential tract next to a gas station and behind a strip mall. You can see them all in line here holding on, but a perfect pit maneuver done by that patrol officer, taking him out, taking him out as he came around the corner. So very good job by that officer in that pit to be able to take him out like that and then drive through, and the two jam officers and there's two following cars doing exactly what they're supposed to, come in and stop that car once he gets jammed in there up against that yellow pole and on the curb, so nowhere for him to go. So right now, as you're watching with us, is just a wait and see to see what this suspect plans to do. It looks like we might have the window down just a little bit, and I know the moonroof's open now, so they definitely can hear the PA system on that patrol unit giving commands to get out of the car. So basically what they'll do is tell him to remove the keys from the ignition, drop them out the window, and that will disable the car. But in a situation like that, an officer never takes that for granted, because sometimes, and it's happened to me in the past when I was a police officer, have them drop out a second set of keys, and so when you think their car is immobile, off they go. So right now they'll just wait to get him out of the car, get the driver out first, then they'll work on the passengers. But right now there's no need to go racing up on the car and drag him out, as we've seen sometimes before. But right now they're just holding behind this original unit with their less lethal. In case he gets out and starts running, they can take him off with that. And then also other officers with firearms, just in case he decides to come out shooting. But right now it looks like it's just going to be a standoff while we watch this stolen vehicle suspect here in Pomona. So, yeah, hopefully it doesn't. Just from my background and experience on a situation like this, he took the car, from a gas station. We have not confirmed if it was taken by force from the driver, which would be a carjack, but possibly just maybe got into it when the driver left it running somewhere there at the gas station, because you don't know what you have in that car. And when they rush and knock the window out and bring it out, they've done a couple things where they've looked at the driver, they see his demeanor, they can tell if he's intoxicated or not, and they make that call on scene. So what these officers are doing is just evaluating the guy inside the car. You have two people in there now you have to deal with, so that kind of cuts down the idea of rushing up there and grabbing this guy, because now you're dealing with two people and officers on both sides of the car. So that's probably not an option right at this point. And if I was down there calling the shots, it wouldn't be something I would ask officers to do. So right now, it just looks like they're going to hold back and try to talk them out. And, it comes to a point here where if they don't come out, they could have, the area SWAT units come out, bring in their armored vehicles, block him in, and then use chemical agents to get him out of the car. But, that's another thing that they'll try to do. But right now, it's just a wait and see right now to see what the CHP officers are going to do here. But they do have the local law enforcement here with their resources. So if they're able to get some SWAT assets down here, they can use them to bring them out. And if they don't have those available, then they can start using their less lethals to knock out windows to where they can see inside the car at that point. And then once they get the windows out, they're able to deploy a pepper ball or some type of pepper ball in there to get them to come out. So it depends on what the plan is here with the CHP, what they want to do, and if they want to hand it over to the locals to take care of it. There's all kinds of things in their tool bag here that they can use. But right now, it looks like they're still in the negotiation phase before they go any further with this. So it's all up to the suspect right now to just get out of the car, give up, and this thing will come to a peaceful end. I can't tell that. It looked like a man, the one I saw through the moonroof there. It looked like a man, and I don't know if there's anybody in the back seat or not. But right now you kind of see a face through that moonroof kind of shining back at us. And so we're not really sure if there's anybody in the back seat or if there's additional people in the car right now. So that's another thing that they're dealing with, trying to figure out what they're going to do with that. But I can see right now, if I was down there, it would be more than likely if we didn't have the SWAT assets, then I would go ahead and start knocking windows out with less lethal to be able to get a little more vision inside that car. Exactly. Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're sitting in a brand new car. You're seeing the CHP officers pit it. They're damaging it there. And now, we're stuck up against a pole. And I just got you. And, now you got the chances of getting all the windows knocked out, then chemical agents shot inside your car. And so it's not going to be the same when you get it back. And, yeah, we've watched that over and over again on surveillance videos here on KTLA where people, pull into a gas station, get out of their car, and they're over on the fill side of the car, and the suspect crawls in the other side and drives away. And then we go ahead. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like to me. We're trying to stay wide just in case something tragic happens here. But yeah, it kind of looks like somebody has their hands out the moonroof. But that's not going to be good enough. They're going to have to open this. Yeah, it could be. I'm looking there down through the moonroof just like you are here. But that's not going to help anything. That's not going to help. If that passenger wants to get out of this situation, his buddy just talked him into something now he doesn't want to be a part of. He just needs to get out of the car, follow the officer's commands. But sticking your hands out the sunroof isn't going to do it because right now, all it is you got your hands out there. They can't see anything else. If you're sticking them out the right passenger window, then they'll direct you to open the door from the outside, get you out of the car that way. But just sticking your hands up through the top, that's not what they're directing them to do, because that doesn't do much of anything to secure them or get them to come out, other than just, the suspect pretending he's complying and pretending he's going to go along with the program. But right now, it doesn't look like they have that in mind, because at this point, they should have gotten out and given up. But you see CHP doing exactly what they're trained to do. Wait back. The time is on their side. They don't have to rush this. And now, the next step after they decide, you see this officer to the right side of that car move. Yeah, I was just going to say, it's more likely a less lethal round. He's firing rounds into the window, trying to break the window. So see a passenger get out. Yeah, he's had enough of this. So now he's going to back out, follow the officer's commands here as he works his way around, and we'll see what the driver does. But that was what I talked about, is one of the next moves, is use less lethal to knock out windows so they get a better view inside. I can't really tell if they did knock a window out, but it encouraged this passenger to get out. But the car is still, got a driver in there with the keys in it. I don't know if the motor's running or not. And these officers have to be careful this guy just doesn't jam it into reverse and start, into that car behind him. Okay, driver's side coming open. More than likely it's going to be the keys. So we're going to hopefully they try not to get them out all at once, because then you got a problem with multiple suspects and multiple commands. And so we got to watch that. So they'll get him to stay in. At least they got the door open now where they can see him. And that's a good thing. Yeah. So and maybe those things you saw come out on the ground, that's going to be the keys. So it shows it may have disabled the car. They're going to get the passenger back. Once that passenger gets taken in by the arrest team, then the next thing you'll see is they'll start commanding that driver out. So, yeah, I'm up here trying to stay between two helicopters and keep an eye on this guy on the ground. So, multitasking at its best. So, you see the guy coming back. He'll bring him back behind the unit, and an officer will go up and take charge of him, handcuff him, search him, and then get information. How many people are in the car? What's the Well, that's the hope. Looks like he's complying now, coming out, facing the officers, hands up. And now getting directions on which way to go. Normally have him turn around and walk backwards towards them. Raise up his shirt so they can see if he has anything in his waistband. And now here he comes backwards. Like I said, when they got the, and there you go, going to grab him. And it looks like he's going to not cooperate here a little bit. And then the other officers coming up quickly to cover their brother officers by getting between them and the car, because the guy went down right there. It's kind of not a good position to be in. So the other officers coming in protecting them, but checking to make sure the car is clear, and it looks like it is. So it looks like this is all in custody. Suspects are in custody here, stolen vehicle, and looks like everybody is okay at this point. All right, Savadesk, you want to start heading back? Fullerton and Harbor on our way. And 5's all done. Going to go straight ahead here out to the west. Yep.